Hello, everybody. Amanda Robinson. I am the Digital Gal, and welcome back to another episode of the Video Marketing Show. Today, we're going to be digging into some strategies to help you promote your live streams. So, you know how important it is to be live streaming. And if you don't, well, we're going to have another show on that. We're going to have a talk. We did talk about the algorithm and how important that is when it comes to video and live video, and how live video is ranked compared to static images or uploaded video. So live video is really important. But live video presents some additional little challenges when it comes to how do you promote your live streams. Because I don't know if you've noticed lately, but if you try to do a Facebook Live, going live on Facebook, you schedule that post, you can't boost it. You can't click that little boost post button and spread it out like digital confetti, as Stephanie Lee would say. So when it comes to promoting your live streams, how do you do it? How do you get more people tuning in, and how do you get more people seeing your content after the fact? So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to go through a handful of strategies, and through this, I'm going to preface this. No one way is the right way to do it. There are so many different avenues that you can take to arrive at the same destination. I kind of liken this to traffic. So you could be sitting in traffic and you could be on a highway that's supposed to get you there as the fastest route, but there could be a traffic jam, or you don't like the highway. So you can take any number of side roads and meander your way to the same destination. And that's what we're going to talk about today. How can you get more attention on your live streams, whether it's pre-promotion, whether it's post-promotion, the different tactics that you can use to get more people tuning in and more people engaging. We're going to talk about that today, and there are multiple different avenues that you can take to arrive there. So if you are popping in, let me know that you're here. Drop something in the comments. I already know there are some familiar faces hopping on here. And in the meantime, let's see, I had some issues with my videos last week, and I have video examples for you this week. So cross your fingers with me that these are going to play, okay? All right, channel some good vibes my way. Here we go. Let's start this off. Awesome. All right, so we're going to kick this off by digging into a couple different concepts before we start talking about how we're going to promote these live streams. And the concepts that I want to get across to you first are, who is your audience? Are we talking to a warm audience or a cold audience? And how are we handling that? So when we talk about your different audiences, I know I've shown you these before, but let's talk about this for a second. So you have a cold audience of people, and these are people who don't know you. They've never met you before. So these might be the type of people that we're trying to attract in to watch your live streams. They've never met you. We want to spread the news to say, hey, there's something really interesting you might want to see. Why don't you come watch it on a certain date and a certain time? Then we also have what I would consider your warm audiences. So these are people who are already familiar with you, have some degree of familiarity, and know you to some degree. So let's hop in for 1 second and see if we've got any examples of cold and warm folks coming in. We've got awesome. We've got Livestream Labs killer intro. Thank you. And then we've got Evie popping in here, and she's saying, Amanda, my Facebook ads queen. Aww. Evie, you're my click up and productivity queen. I love that you're watching this right now. And then other questions popping through. I see Small Dog. Yes. All right, Smalls. Up you go. Go on. Come here. Up you go. There you go. So we've got Small Dog making his appearance in the background. Sit. Good boy. Let me pull that up so you can see him. Here he's hiding over there. And we've got this popping in, the laws of love your channel, by the way. Thank you so much. And yeah, so we've got everyone popping in here. Thanks. Drop these comments in. So these are examples of some cold audiences and warm audiences. Cold audiences are folks that are popping in in with these comments who I might not know on a first name basis. And look at this. For example, here we've got hello, Small Dog. Aw. So there are cold audiences of people who I might not know. And then I've got warm audiences of, oh, we've got Sheila in the house. Hi, Sheila. Wow, look at this. And then we've got warm audiences like Sheila, who I know, and Evie, who I know. So these are examples of how right now on this live stream, there are a blend of audiences, a blend of audience members popping in. And then this is good. Evie is saying, girl, we got something coming up in April, and you are right on target with that with today's topic. So we are going to be talking today about how to be promoting your live streams, pre-promotion, post-promotion, those different avenues that you can take to get there. And this is great. Look at everybody popping in. Man, I love this. This is you guys lift me up. You guys charge me up. And we've got Adam, good day from Australia. Hope you're well and have a great day. And you know what else lifts me up and makes me really happy before I get into the meat of the topic today? I just want to give a giant shout out. I got a gift this week, and that gift is a brand new pair of Digital Gal pink pumps. So I'm really happy. That was from my sister, so I got to give a giant thanks to that. And I also wanted to mention contest. You guys know me. You know I like to give stuff away. I'm giving this bad boy away. What is today? Today is the 4th. This is actually being given away tomorrow. So anybody who's already entered the contest, your name's already in for this. I'm going to be drawing for a Facebook portal, giving that bad boy away tomorrow. And then the announcements on who won will be coming out in my email as well as on the live streams. However, I have a new prize for you. I'm about to show it to you. But if you would like a shot at getting in on this prize, you're going to go do this. So you're going to go head over to thedigitalgal.com/contest for a chance, not only a chance to win these prizes that I like to give away, however, that's how you're going to know when this show is going live. So if you want to get in on this, you want to know what's happening, what shows are going live, and keep up to date, you're going to want to head over there, enter. That's going to get you onto the that's going to get you on the email. But this next 2 weeks, you got a shot at winning this. Oh. This gorgeous, beautiful Kate Spade crossbody. Absolutely to die for. And of course, in Digital Gal Pink. So there you go. That's the next prize lineup. So yes, if you want to know when these shows are going live, make sure you jump in and sign up for that. Who else do we have popping in here? We have Gigi popping in. Hi, Gigi. It's good to see you. And I'm just gonna pretend that you're giving Small Dog. You're telling him he's pretty. This is great. And not sure the pink purse will go with my orange hair. Well, it might clash, but at least it's a statement piece, right? Okay, guys, let's dig in. Let's dig in here. So let's talk a little bit about video content and how we can promote to different audiences. So I was showing you the example of how in the comments right now, I have people popping on this live stream who I haven't met yet. And then I also have people popping on this live stream who we know each other. I know you. I see you. And that's a warm audience. So people that you know are more familiar with the content, that's a warm audience. Cold audience, people who have not met you yet. Well, if we are going to promote our live streams, we want to be promoting this to both sides. But we also need to keep a steady stream of new people getting exposed to your content so you can increase your digital footprint. And there are lots of different ways to do that. Now, you know me, I love ads. So yes, this is going to involve ads. So let's talk about this. When you schedule a live stream, it's a great tactic to make sure you can schedule a live stream. We're going to talk in Facebook terms, in Facebook world here, up to 7 days in advance. So after this show ends, I can now go in and schedule my next live because it'll be less than a week away after I'm finished this broadcast. So scheduling that, giving yourself some additional time, added time to schedule that broadcast, get it out there. Then on Facebook, it has the that little notification where somebody can click interested if they want to get a reminder of when that show is going live. Now, the one little catch to that is, well, 2 catches. One, I can't put ad dollars on that post, on that reminder post. I can't do it. It won't let me. Catch number 2 is, well, that's only to get a little reminder on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, when you wanted to get a reminder from Facebook to watch that Facebook Live, excellent. But chances are good you saw a topic, you were interested in it, you clicked, yeah, let's go check this out. But then your day got busy and your schedule filled up, and then the live stream comes and it goes and you miss it and you can't watch it. So in order to circumvent that, there are a couple different tactics that you could be using. So let me just pop back over here, and I love seeing the conversations going back and forth. This is great. All right, so over here, let me show you. I'm going to pull up an example of a video ad. And rather than trying to promote the actual scheduled live post to get people to click on, yes, I'm interested, I'm just abandoning that altogether. And I'm saying, you know what? I'm going to create my own ad from scratch and I'm going to promote that ad. Not only am I going to promote that ad, I'm going to use a video ad to do it because, as we've discovered in previous conversations, video definitely has a potential to outperform static images when it comes to your ad content. So let me pull up an example here. Let's start with this one. All right. So what you just saw there, let me pull it up over here. What you just saw there was an example of a video ad that I ran in advance of one of the shows. So this is the screenshot example of it over here. And what this is, it was a video ad that was running. But I have a couple different elements going on in here. So it's an ad, a standalone ad, and people can click on get showtimes and they can add this event to their calendar. So what I've done is I've set up different components. I went ahead and created a video promotion and I'm going to show it one more time here. Ready? Here we go. Let's pull this one down and let's go one more time. Okay, so that was pretty simple, right? I mean, we're not talking a high production, high-end video piece of content here. We're talking basically creating a tiny little video promo and dumping that into Facebook ads. Let me just double check everybody. I'm popping in here. So that it's not complicated. It's not you can use all sorts of different video tools to create your video ads with. I use a combination of Camtasia. I use InVideo. You can use Canva, has the ability to animate and export little miniature videos. So there's any number of low cost solutions on how you can make video ads. So I'm not even leveraging the scheduled live post. What I'm doing instead is creating my own ad, running it full separately, and I'm targeting in this case my cold audiences of people. So I'm targeting cold people, cold audiences, because the live stream hasn't happened yet. So I want to capture attention span to let people know, hey, this is happening. So I want them to sign up and I want them to get this on their calendar. That's the other little key right there. I want this on their calendar. I don't just want them to click the little get reminder on Facebook button. No, I want them to add it to their calendar so that the time is blocked off so that they're making the time to come and attend this. How am I doing that? Well, let's pull up, I think, is it this one? Yeah. So there are any number of different tools and systems you could be using. I'm using something called adevent.com. And what I'm doing is I'm scheduling in I'm creating basically like a calendar entry and using Adevent. Anybody can go to that link that I'm sending them to for get showtimes and they can go over there and they can add this to their calendar. And they can choose what calendar. You can see it works with Apple Calendar, Google, it works with Outlook, it works with Yahoo. So it works with a bunch of different calendars. So I'm trying to get them, if you're actually interested, click on that ad that I'm serving to a cold audience of people and then add that event to your calendar. Or depending on how I want to work it, this tool allows me to be able to have you can subscribe to the entire calendar. So if you click on add calendar, so I can either promote the individual single event or I can promote the whole calendar. And if somebody subscribes to the calendar, then every new calendar entry I add to it also adds it to their schedule, which that comes in handy when you have a regular recurring show such as this one. Happens the same time, same place, same week. Hey. But if you have a one-off event and it's not a recurring event, then you could schedule that using something like adevent.com. There are lots of other calendar tools and just promote that one single episode or that one single show. So that's a way that that's essentially a way that I'm trying to get people to add this onto their calendar and to time block the time. And within their own calendar notification will go off to say, hey, this show is going live, and it'll have the link to the scheduled show, which we are right here. So that's one avenue of doing it. So then let me show you another example of a video ad. So that first ad that I showed you was basic. Well, we know when it comes to video content, you need to sometimes make things a little bit scroll stopping. So here's an example of another video ad. All right, so that was an example of another a different variation of video ad. So I'm not using the same kind of template over and over and over and getting the exact same thing in front of the same people over and over and over, because what ends up happening is it kind of becomes white noise, lost in the news feed. And if you're just, say I was just tweaking the show title only and serving that out as an ad every single week, well, what ends up happening is people aren't really necessarily paying attention to the show titles, and visually, the visual impact coming across their feed, it looks the same as the last week, which looks the same as the week before, which looks the same as the week before that, and so on. So as you carry on, it gets to the point where people are getting tired of the creative and they're not actually paying attention anymore. So changing it up week over week, changing it up, making it exciting is good. Let me just check the chat over here. And uh, oh, and we've got Mike Alton in the house here. Mike, I'm like a big, huge Mike Alton fan. Of course I am. And he says he's basic. He uses iMovie. You're not basic. You're efficient and smart. All right. So that was an example of changing it up, giving a little spice, trying to make it scroll stopping. And let me show you another example here of, let me just pull up the screenshot from that one. So that was the example that was animated. It was a video, but it had some kind of flavor to it, something a little bit different to get you to watch and pay attention to it. And then I'm going to show you another version here that is the same idea, but customizing and tailoring that ad creative by placement. So I'm not just shoving the same video content from one place to the one place to the next, but I am taking that existing video content, repurposing it, and creating a different type of ad. So let me show you this one. Same thing. It's the same thing. It's just a different, it's just catering the video content to a different ad placement. That's all I'm doing. So that I'm not trying to shove the same like landscape type video into a stories placement. I'm catering it based on placement. What that's doing is it's giving a higher likelihood, if I'm tailoring my ad creative to the different placements, it gives a much higher likelihood that that ad will be served in that placement. And therefore, not only am I trying to reach people in the newsfeed, I'm also trying to reach them on Facebook as well as Instagram, as well as in multiple different placements. So it does take a little bit of showing up in more than one place, in more than one iteration, and getting in front of people multiple times. So that's what we're doing to try and reach our cold audience of people. So people who don't know you yet, we're trying to hype up your live stream. And guess what? Yes, we are in a bit of a pay to play environment. If you're just scheduling your live stream and then sitting back and going, okay, I scheduled it, everybody's just going to show up, aren't they? Of course they are. They love you. They're just going to show up just because. No, they're not. We all have busy lives. We all have busy schedules, and we all need reminders that these live streams are taking place. And Angie is saying when she saw that ad, it cracked her up. Very creative and very fun. That's awesome. Thank you, Angie. So it was, and it's fun to create. So it's just thinking a little bit outside the box to try and capture that attention span in multiple areas. So not just on Facebook, not just on Instagram, in different placements. Now, the other thing, going back to this one little tactic here, before I show you a couple other avenues of capturing attention for your video, for your live streams. The other cool thing about using a tool like this here is I know we've got lots of folks tuning in here from the YouTube side of things, from the YouTubes. Now, using a tactic like this where I'm running ads promoting to an external link where someone can add this to their calendar, that means that I don't just have to have a link to Facebook. I can put in here a link to the scheduled live stream on YouTube. I can put a link here to the scheduled live stream on my website that is piping through the live feed. I know Evie, she has a good she's got a video, a good tactic for how to do that. So there are lots of different avenues, like we mentioned at the very beginning, how it's kind of like that highway. You don't have to sit in a traffic jam on the highway and get lost in all the noise. You can take a side road, take any other avenue to get to the same destination. The ultimate goal here is that you want to reach new people. Yes, it is a bit of a pay to play environment. Ads are going to help you get there. You need to capture attention and be scroll stopping. So, changing it up often and not just trying to shove the exact same templated thing in front of the same people over and over and over. Reaching out to a new audience of cold audience of people who don't know you yet. You can do that by running ads to an audience of, like, we're talking demographic, geographic targeting. We're talking reaching new people based on interests, and you can even exclude your warm audiences out of that if you want to make sure that the algorithm's just not circulating these ads among the same fans that are already raving fans. You can exclude your warm audiences out of your targeting to make sure that those ads are just permeating the internet and reaching new people based on the criteria that you set out. But then we still don't want to neglect our warm audiences, so the people who do know you. So we want to make sure that we're getting ads in front of the right people at the right place. All right, and then there are other tactics that we have for getting on people's radar. So some other tactics that I've seen, and I want to give a nice shout out to Kelly Noble Marabella. This is an example here of where she's leveraged using a Facebook event. So if you have a live stream coming up, you can use a Facebook event and use Facebook's tools for promoting the event. So remember how at the beginning I was saying you can't do the scheduled live and promote the scheduled live post? It causes a little bit of an issue. So another way around that is you can actually create an event and you can run ads to an event to try and get more event responses. So that's another way of doing it, where in the event you just drop in where the location is taking place. You can drop links to where the event's happening, get people to subscribe to that event. So that's another way of doing it. And yet another tactic, chatbots, messenger marketing chatbots. So there was a formula that was working extremely well before Facebook and Messenger made some changes. And now we got to tweak that formula a little bit. But what you're seeing here, for example, this is built using ManyChat. You can use a combination of getting people to comment on for everybody who's tuning in different countries. Depending on what country you're in, there are different functions that will work, different functions that won't work within messenger marketing chatbots. So that's why this solution might not be for everybody, but there are other avenues like we have shown before. So there are other ways of getting to the same destination. But one of the ways that you can is by using the comment growth tool, so that you can have anyone who comments on your post. If you do an organic post promoting this live stream, you can have anyone who comments on that post can then be served a message to ask them if they want to opt in for a one-time notification on when that next show is going live. And that way you can actually send out a broadcast message to everyone who's opted in for that one-time notification, so that you can get in their inbox, their messenger inbox, when you're going live. So if you can get into somebody's inbox, that's cutting through the clutter compared to email, for example. Email, the open rates on email are what? You're lucky if you get 5%, 10%, 15% if you're really special. So email open rates aren't necessarily the best. Whereas getting in somebody's messenger inbox, your open rates are in the 90, 95%. They're way up there. They're way high. But first, you have to get somebody to opt in. One of the ways to do that is by setting up a comment growth tool on a Facebook post. So if they comment, then your bot responds to them saying, hey, do you want to opt in? And they can opt in to get that notification. It's also a great tool for delivering lead magnets and other types of resources throughout the live broadcast. But again, with the changes that have been happening worldwide, globally in the messenger community, this is one tactic that has worked well in the past for live streams. It doesn't necessarily work for everybody in every single country. So there's different ways of maneuvering that tactic. So let's go back and let's talk about this. All right, so this is an example of advertising a pre-show. So you've gone and scheduled your live stream, and let's talk about Restream, for example. So I'm broadcasting right now using Restream. So what I'm doing with this show is that when I'm scheduling this show to go live, this show, thanks to Restream, who is the sponsor of this show, by the way, Restream is what I'm using to be able to multi-stream this into multiple different locations all at once. Not only that, that's what I'm using for this really awesome studio, all these really cool overlay features, all of these really awesome graphics features that you're seeing right now. This is all in the Restream studio. There's so much that you can do in here. So I'm using Restream to schedule my live broadcast, and I'm scheduling it to broadcast on multiple platforms. So you're seeing me on YouTube right now, and you're seeing me over on Facebook right now. You're either seeing me inside a Facebook group, on a Facebook page, over on YouTube. There's lots of different places where this broadcast is showing up, and that's thanks to Restream. So by scheduling that live broadcast, not only have I scheduled it, I'm not just going to sit back and wait with crickets in the background waiting for people to notice it, because there's so much digital noise out there. So that's where the paid advertising to the cold audience of people to attract attention, pre-show, that's your pre-show ads, is a really great tactic to, jazz hands, get attention. And that's how we're going to do that. And getting people to add that event onto their calendar means they're calendar blocking that time off so that they can actually show up to your live stream, which is also effective. And by using different calendar tools, that allows people to add your live stream, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on YouTube, it's getting it onto their calendar. And most of us are managing our entire lives and schedules around calendars, especially those of us who are working remotely, which is a large portion of the population right now. And then you do your live broadcast. And throughout the live broadcast, we need to get engagement. You need to ask for that engagement. You can't just sit up here on camera and hope engagement is going to happen. So for example, I can see a bunch of you are watching live right now. I would love, how can I import Facebook Live comment to be shown on screen? Just like this. I want you to comment right now. Everybody throw in anything you want me to pull up on screen, if it's appropriate or if it makes me laugh. I will pull that up on screen right now. So drop in some comments. This is an example of me asking you for engagement, getting you to engage. The importance of getting you to engage on these broadcasts is because the engagement metrics matter. So to get your live broadcast circulating to even more people while you're live, having that back and forth engagement sends positive signals to the algorithm that can then get this circulated further, more far and wide. And that's going to help you with not only the actual live broadcast. Most people are really hung up on, they want more people tuning in on the live. Yes, I agree with you. However, the magic is in the replay. How do we get more people seeing this replay? Well, on the organic side of things, get more engagement happening on your live streams as they're happening. And that engagement is going to perpetuate your organic reach once the broadcast is over. And the majority of your views are happening on the replays, not while you're live. So all of this stuff that's happening live right now, this is bonus. You showing up here live and watching this, super bonus. I'm excited and I'm happy that you're here. But this is only a small percentage of who's actually going to see this video. The mammoth majority of the people who are watching this right now or watching this when it's on replay is on the replay. So if you're watching this and it's on replay, by the time this is on replay, I want you to drop into the comments that you're watching it on replay so that you can see how many of those are popping through. Let's see. Anthony is saying Restream allow you to schedule directly to Facebook and YouTube with their API feature. Will the stream show up in the event on Facebook? There's the question there. Restream allow you to schedule directly to Facebook and YouTube with their API feature. Yes. Will the stream show up in the event? Oh, as in a Facebook event? No. So that tactic that I was saying to have over here. Let me pull this down. Let me pop this graphic up. For this, for example, if you made a Facebook event, you can't schedule the live broadcast to happen inside the event, to my knowledge, yet. Because I know that you can do some closed event live streaming. You can even do paid events. If you want to run an event and do a live stream into an event, you can run a paid event and get people to pay you for it. So that's one option, but I'm not sure that you can do that with Restream. So let's pop back into the chat, see what we have coming in through here. Is it possible to have a script to get comments as they are running other than pulling one by one? Oh, I do have a comment feature. All right, here we go, guys. Takes some guts to do this, but I'm going to do it. So let's bring in the chat overlay right here. All right, so if you have new comments that are coming through here, they're going to show up on this side of the screen. So go ahead, throw in some comments, and those comments, the new comments will start to show up. Now, please don't embarrass me. Don't stress me out. but this will, any new comments that are popping through, I'm pulling this. So this is an example of one where I'm pulling in a comment and then I can hide the comment. And then you can see Anthony saying it worked. So that's where you have a new comment coming in and it's showing in the live comments feed. So let me leave the live comments feed on for a moment. And this is, as a live streamer, guys, this makes me nervous. I'm having good faith in you. Another it worked. Another comment. All right, so I'll leave that going on for a moment. But everything you're doing right now is counting toward engagement on the live broadcast. This is helping it circulate to even more people, making the algorithm happy, making the live streamer happy, and perpetuating even more organic views with the algorithm after the fact, after the broadcast ends. But wait, there's more. That's not the end of it. There's more that you can do when it comes to promoting the show. So we've just been talking all about pre-promo. And yeah, Restream seems pretty easy compared to OBS. Honestly, okay, I'm a big fan of live streaming tools. I use lots of them. I use Restream. I use Ecamm. I've used a whole bunch of other tools that are on the market right now. I've sampled a ton of them. And I have to openly and honestly say, not just because this show is sponsored by Restream, but my goodness, the Restream Studio, to use all these features, to have all these different overlays, and to have all of the different tools. Restream's crushing it, guys. Go check it out. Honestly, if you want to get a, let's go. Yeah, if you want to try this out for yourself, I've got a link right there for you, thedigitalgal.com/Restream, where you can pop in and check that out. So, and then live streamers must have nerves of steel as a skill set. You know what's crazy as you say that? What nerves of steel? So I have a very overactive nervous system, and sometimes I get really like I get red and blotchy, and it's just my nervous system. It's kind of like if you get embarrassed, how your face gets all red. I get that so often when I'm live streaming, and I get nervous to hit the go live button all the time. But learning to push through that has been a big deal for me, knowing that some days I am going to go all red and blotchy, and I just got to carry on. Nobody cares. They care more about the content that's happening versus what I actually look like. And it does take, it's like a giant mind game. It takes pushing through your own little alarm bells in your mind going, oh no, what about this? What about that? Like, for example, I have a dog sitting in the background. He can do all sorts of crazy things and it's live. I'm like, all right, here we go. I can have lights fall over. I have a green screen that you can't see. It's tacked up right now. So I tack it up when I need my real background. I pull it down when I need my virtual background. But any number of things could go wrong and happen with that. So live streaming, it is one of those things that it takes a while to get comfortable. And I'm going to highlight this comment. You got that right. Content is the master. It's true. All right. So speaking of content, let's get back to content. I'm actually enjoying having your live comments pulling up here. So I'm going to leave that cruising on. And you guys you're doing me a solid. You're giving good comments in here. And then these comments are from YouTube. Can we get them from Facebook at the same time, please? You can. It's if we have Facebook comments. I'm hoping that you can see on the screen all of those rolling through from Facebook and from YouTube. So we've been talking about the examples of pre-promoting your live stream to reach your cold audiences of people. But once the live stream ends, we don't want to just rely on the organic algorithm to get all those replay views. And we know it's like an iceberg. What you're seeing right now while we're live, this is just the tip of the iceberg of the views that are going to happen on this video. This is just the beautiful live part. This is the jazz hands, the exciting part. But the majority of those plays are going to happen after the live stream is over. So that's like the bottom of the iceberg, everything below the surface, below the live. And now we can rely on the organic algorithm to push these videos forward for us, or we can give it a little helping hand, and that's with using ads. So after the fact, I'm going to pull this down here. So after the fact, once the live broadcast is all wrapped up and done, you have, again, another few options, kind of like that highway. You don't have to sit in a traffic jam doing the same thing that everybody else is doing. You can pick your own side road. You can pick your own way through to navigate to get to the end result of reaching more people. So we want to promote that live stream. So we want to reserve a little bit of budget for post promotion. So one of the things, post as in not promoting the post as in after finished, like post production, post promotion. Anyhow, so you're reserving a little bit of budget to be able to circulate that live stream even further after the fact. You've already produced the content, you've already put the work in. Let's keep it going. And so one of the tactics that I'm using is I have a daily ad budget, say $5 a day, for example, daily ad budget that I'm using to circulate my live videos. Once they're done, I can promote it using an existing post. So that existing post is the post on my Facebook page. So the digital gal, or sorry, facebook.com/the digital gal. I'll take the post from my digital gal page and I'll just go and promote that as an ad. Now, some things to keep in mind if you are going to be promoting your live streams after the fact, you have to be very cognizant of what is said during the broadcast. So the content has to still be compliant with Facebook's ads policies. So that's why we're going to use words like, oh heck, and oh shoot. We're not going to use the other words, even if you're comfortable with swearing, or even if you're comfortable with certain political content or political comments or social issues or things related to financial advice or financial advising. That's all well and good, but everything that you're saying on your broadcast, I don't know if you've noticed this, but for those of you watching over on Facebook, this is live captioned. So Facebook is reading the words that you are saying and it's live captioning. And all of that is content. That whole script of everything that's happening right now counts toward Facebook's ads policy. So if you then go to promote this live stream after the fact and you have a swear word in there, your ad's going to get rejected. So you got to think about that when you're doing your live stream on, am I going to be using this live stream in ads after the fact to try and promote more, get more circulation, get more replays? Yes or no? So just think about that. So that's one tactic of promoting where I'm using, say, a daily spend, like $5 a day. And when this broadcast ends, I'm just going to go into my ads and I'm just going to add this as a new ad with an existing post into that campaign and just let it keep running. And then I'll turn off last week's ad from last week's broadcast. So you can see how every single week I'm just creating a new ad to keep some ad spend trickling out. Now, you have a choice at this point. You can either take that little $5 a day, it's not that much in the grand scheme of things, and I can target my warm audience of people who, like you right now, watching this now, you've got some familiarity with me. So chances are pretty good you're probably going to be seeing this broadcast in an ad throughout the duration of this next coming week. And so that's considered my warm audience. Now, if your warm audience is way too tiny, if it's really small, if you don't have a large digital footprint yet, if you haven't built up a big audience of people, then something to keep in mind is, well, maybe I don't want to be promoting this to my warm audience because they're going to get too many impressions, where I might be hitting the same people with the same ad over and over and over to the point where they're starting to see it 6 or 7 or 8 times in their newsfeed. Well, let me tell you, when they're seeing this replay 6, 7, 8 times in their newsfeed, plus you're running ads for your next week's upcoming show and they're getting hit with that, it can be overwhelming. So that's why you need to pay attention to your audience sizes and consider and contemplate, am I going to be promoting this to my cold audiences of people who don't know me to reach new people and get more exposure? Or am I going to be promoting this to my warm audiences of people who do already know me, and that $5 a day of ad spend or whatever you want to be using in ad spend is going to have a bigger impact to get those replays to happen? You might have had people when at the beginning, when they added your event, using this one, when they added your event to their calendar, they couldn't attend, they couldn't make it. But then if you are recirculating that live stream after the fact, and it was something that they're interested in, and you're recirculating it after the fact, there's a much higher likelihood that they're actually going to catch it again and watch it. Whereas this tactic of trying to reach new people, a cold audience of people, that's so you can expand your digital footprint and get exposure to even more people. So the fact that you're doing a live stream, first and foremost, the fact that you're doing a live stream is, on the algorithm side, you're already catering to the algorithm and producing high quality content that is going to perform well for you overall compared to your other content, generally speaking. So that's you can just rely on the organic power of it. But if you really, really want to get more exposure and get more people engaging and showing up, people you may not have seen before, then leveraging some tactics when it comes to advertising to pre-promote and post-promote your live streams is definitely going to help. And this is not just a one and done. This is something that you need to set up and do over time. So the more consistency and the more consistently that you do it, the more you're going to have more people showing up, watching your live streams, the more engagement you're going to have on those live streams, the more it is organically going to reach even more people. So you don't have to spend as much on ads to get the same impact. And the more you're going to increase your digital footprint. So again, speaking of engagement, I highly want to encourage you, if you do want a chance to get notified when this show is going live, you have a chance at winning. This is the next prize. I have a brand new one that's fully sealed in a box, has never been opened. The nice Kate Spade crossbody zip. If you want a chance at winning that, that's our next prize because I'm giving away the Facebook portal. I'm pulling the winner for the Facebook portal tomorrow. So if you've already entered for that, you're awesome. But if you want a chance at winning that, you're going to sign up for, you're going to sign up over at, we're going to say to win a, and notice how I'm live editing captions or my overlays, win a Kate Spade purse. Save, and I'll just bring that up. So you're going to want to go over there, digitalgal.com/contest. That's how you're going to get the email notifications on when these broadcasts are going live. This broadcast is sponsored by Restream, which is what I'm using to do all these overlays and to edit it in real time as I'm talking to you right here, right now. So again, these tactics while I'm live, asking for the engagement, asking for you to comment, giving you a reason to want to click or comment or engage. That's helping perpetuate while we're live. So we've got pre-promotion for the live stream, engagement while you're on the live stream, and then post-promotion of that live stream after the fact with ads. And then the last but not least is you've already put the work in, you've already created the content. I'm sure some really interesting things have come out of your mouth at some point during your broadcast, right? Yeah. Well, let's zone in on those. Let's capture that. So let's go and grab that little snippet and extract just that little snippet of video. And you can create multiple little pieces of content based on those important points within the video and then circulate those as ads after the fact with a link in the broadcast to go and watch a link in the ad of that little snippet to go and watch the full broadcast. So I've just given you a whole bunch of tactics on how you can promote your live streams, different avenues and tactics that you can use. No one answer is the right answer. There are just multiple different ways that you can be leveraging, promoting, and capturing attention span, getting people to either add this to their calendar, getting people to opt in for a one-time notification, getting people to sign up for this as an event, and then pre-promoting and post-promoting. So in other words, that's how the live streamers are doing it. So if you are running a small business and you're sitting back going, well, I've been doing all these live streams because people are telling me to, but I'm not really getting a lot of people watching. Nothing's really happening. Well, it sometimes takes a little bit of a strategy and some additional tactics to help bring that along. So I hope this was helpful for you. If you did find this helpful, you can find me all the way around the web everywhere at The Digital Gal. Facebook is definitely the best place to find me. Like I mentioned, make sure you jump over to thedigitalgal.com/contest, sign up because that gets you on my email list. So you're going to get notifications when this is going live. Everyone who is commenting, everybody that was here, I want to give a huge shout out to you for being here live, for participating, commenting. I appreciate seeing you. I'm glad that you were here. And with that, I'm going to be back here again next week. I do believe the topic for next week, I haven't nailed it down, still working out the details, but I think it's going to be teaching you and showing you how I'm doing all these overlays. So how to make your own custom graphics, custom overlays, and use them in a tool such as Restream where it's super easy. And that inspiration came from Robert Miller. He was asking me some questions, and I thought, you know what? Why don't I just do a live broadcast on that? Because that makes a lot of sense. So doing what we're doing here, it's actually not that hard. And I got to give a huge amount of credit to Restream for helping me make this happen. They make it look good. I just show up and get to play with all the bells and whistles and make this happen. So my goal is connecting with you, hoping to inspire you to start leveraging more video marketing tactics within your business and seeing how well that goes for you. All right, with that, everybody, I am Amanda Robinson. I am the Digital Gal, and I am hoping that I get to see you here next week. Ciao.